What's cracking, my YouTube fam? It's your boy LEEMAN-X here, and today we're going to go over this new game that just came out about 2 weeks ago called NunHoly, where you play as one of these 3 nuns who can really kick some ass fighting demons and vampires. It's a very fast-paced game. You can upgrade your weapons and arsenal like crazy. There's so many different options, so I figured we'd get into this for those of you who might be on the fence about playing this game. If any of this content is useful or you like it, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that, and let's get into this video. So the main premise of this game is you're a group of nuns who have joined this hunters guild, and somehow these chicks know how to kick ass, and they can wield demonic powers and guns and swords and blades and axes and crossbows and just fuck shit up. It kind of reminds me of that movie Sucker Punch, for those of you that might have seen that movie back in the day, which is a personal favorite of mine. I can totally see this game as a movie just like that. So one thing that makes this game super fun to me is you have so many options to upgrade your combat style and weapons and super moves and special abilities and perks to doing this and perks to doing that. So let's go ahead and get into how you upgrade your character's weapons and abilities. So when you kill all the waves of enemies in the area, all their essence will accumulate into this like the red ball here. If you click on it, you'll be able to upgrade your character. Usually it's offensive, but there's some defensive ones as well. So the other way to upgrade your character is, instead of clicking on it, if you hit it with your weapon, it'll burst into a bunch of gems. Those gems are currency that you can use to buy things throughout the game. And you'll also notice there's these chests throughout the game as well. You can use them to buy those things as well. There's always a weapon inside, and you put those weapons in your inventory and you'll notice they all have stats. If you look to the top left, it'll give you a description of what it does, and if you look to the right, it'll show you the status of everything you have in your inventory and how it affects you. So here I'll show you the other way to upgrade your character. This is the starting point if you die and have to start all over again. You see that room to the left? You go in there, you'll go ahead and talk to this chick right here. So you click on Strength and Vampire Power and you'll see a whole slew of options to upgrade yourself. It'll take these hearts that you find in game. I'll get to how you get those hearts later on in the video. But these upgrades are a big help, and one thing I like about this game is when you die, all your progress is saved, so you just keep getting stronger and stronger until you basically get strong enough to get to the end of the game and beat it. So after you get out of this room, you can make a right here, and here's another way to upgrade yourself. And all these different categories: training, weapons, sub-weapons, skill, all these things make your character make major jumps offensively and defensively. So last, you want to go up here, and this is where you upgrade your hunter rank. So you're going to find these silver tokens or silver coins throughout the game as well. You use those here or spend those here. You're going to have a bunch of different quests of things you've unlocked throughout the game, almost kind of like achievements. So you spend those tokens here to upgrade your rank. So next I'll get into the bosses. There's 4 levels. At the end of each level there's a main boss, and every time you play it's going to be a different boss. It's never the same boss in level 1, level 2, and so on. So I think that's really cool. It gives each playthrough a different feel as best it can. So last, I wanted to go through the different doors that you'll encounter throughout the game. You'll notice there's different symbols on each door as you're making your way throughout the game. So we'll go through that right here. So this door that always has the cup always has health in the end. So once you clear out all these enemies, you'll get a cup of health, and health is a premium in this game. You don't often find health or come across health, so I strongly recommend keeping an eye out for those rooms. So next we have this room that has the anvil on the door. If you go in there, you can go ahead and take the weapons in your inventory and basically recycle them so you can get gemstones back to purchase other items in game. Next we have the door with this symbol. If you go in here, you'll go ahead and be able to level up your vampire level. When you see the door with the garlic on it, that means there's going to be a vendor inside where you can buy other items. So remember earlier in the video we talked about hearts and needing those hearts to buy items from that one vendor. So this is the one way that you get them, is by going through the door that has the big heart. Once you kill all the enemies around, you'll go ahead and have a heart drop, and you'll also be able to upgrade yourself as well. And since we're on this subject, one other way to get hearts as well as those silver tokens to help upgrade yourself at the vendors. So right before each boss fight, you're going to have to pop up this coffin, and you're going to notice that tokens and hearts pop out of there, so at least that's another way to collect them so you can upgrade yourself later at the vendor. So back to the doors, we're almost done. The doors with this skull on the front let you upgrade yourself and get even more silver tokens. So now there's another way to get more silver tokens. So when you see this door here, it's a little bit more obvious. This one will have health for you, and like I was mentioning earlier, health's kind of hard to come by, so you definitely might want to come into this room as well. There'll be a vendor though here, and this is who you have to get the health from, and there goes those hearts. So the more hearts you give her, the stronger the heals she can give you. So that's kind of how that works. And then last, when you see the coffin means you're about to go into a boss fight.
When pitch black darkness arrives and only moonlight touches the earth, the time for the hunt begins. Vampires endlessly craving human blood, and the time for hunters who target them.
Welcome. Join us as Sister Preya fights the fine fight against the machinations from hell. 4 levels of non-stop blood, ghouls, demons, and vampires, and how she brings them their fate. Her first victim, the archer, in the land of the abandoned. The archer proves no match for Sister Preya, and death finds her quickly. Next, she travels to the path of the depths. She has grown powerful, and her next victim is the Bloody Lord. Dashing and avoiding AoEs as best she can. He stomps again. She jumps on him immediately. With this tactic, the fight is quickly over. She next journeys to the Crimson Garden, fighting demonic insects. Their leader, the Spider Queen, is the third victim, dashing around quickly, staying behind her, and making her pay, because the Spider Queen cannot keep up with the fury of Sister Preya. A disadvantage that cost the Spider Queen her life. And this brings Sister Preya to the final destination of her journey, the Cathedral of Blood. More powerful than ever, Sister Preya makes short work of all demons in her path. And it brings her to the Widow. From the onset, Sister Preya attacks the Widow and stays all over her, giving her little room to breathe. The Widow tries to hang in there, but it is over in seconds. And now the final chain has been broken. Onward to the final showdown. Cathedral Citadel. The Vampire Queen. Sister Preya wastes no time firing shots from her shotgun. Within seconds, the Vampire Queen is already at 50% health. Preya suffocates the vampire queen, staying all over her, giving her little room to breathe. And it's over. But now, its second boss emerges. Preya again wastes no time. Every ability is at her disposal, if she uses it wisely. The fight is over.
When the vampire queen's heart appeared, something dormant within her awoke. A desire for greater power, as if sensing that desire, the heart began to envelop her. A new ruler claimed the throne of darkness. Under the radiant glow of the moon, the night welcomed its new sovereign.
What's cracking, guys? So one cool thing about this game is there's so many different bosses to fight each time you play, but we're just going to take a look at 3 others, which is the werewolf, the lich, and the gargoyle. With this werewolf. So this fight is like most of the fights in this game. They really do kind of like telegraph what they're going to do as the boss. Like you see there, he shoots that beam, it's kind of letting you know like, hey, an attack is coming. The way they move and charge up, you know, they kind of like telegraph what they're going to do before they do it. So it's up to you to just be on point and react fast enough. There is a dash ability in this game, so it's really easy to go ahead and avoid a lot of attacks. And then like any game you've ever played before, once you kind of learn the pattern of the boss, it becomes easier and easier. So as you can see with this guy, I'm just avoiding whenever that purple squares or those purple squares start coming out. Kind of telegraphs he's going to do an ability. I make sure to move out the way. And basically, once he does a move or an attack, that's when I make sure to jump on him as soon as he's finished with that and attack him again and get my hits in and then get the hell out of there so he can do his attack, rinse and repeat. And that's honestly how most of these fights go. What's cool about this game is you get tons of different abilities. There's 3 different characters that all fight differently, and you can add on and tack on abilities left and right and strengthen abilities. Definitely a fun game if you just want to kill some time and hack and slash your way through a quick adventure.
Exhausted from slaying demons up to this point, Sister Preya gathers her strength, but little does she know inside awaits a demon that'll test her endurance and bring her to the edge. The Lich. The Lich fights with tornadoes of darkness, death, and despair. He uses them as a shield. But you must be faster, stronger, wiser. Use the map to the fullest extent. Dash as much as you have to. The area attacks that he creates are massive. Choose your timing wisely. Strike when the opportunity presents itself. But be wary of the darkness he creates. Our hero struggles. She can't find an opening, but she's determined. He will test your endurance. He will make duplicates of himself, but only one is his true self. Find him. You must see through the evil and destroy him. Luckily, our hero has an AoE that makes her invulnerable for a few seconds. But Sister Preya has doubts that that will be enough. Low on health. One more hit could be the end. She dodges tirelessly. The darkness of death all around her. But gets a critical hit. 2 shots with the shotgun. She continues to be in the fight. Lich is low on health himself. Both do this dance tirelessly. The Lich just needs one more hit. Freya just needs one more hit. The darkness almost consumes her, but she gets out the way. But somehow, Sister Freya finds a way. One more good solid hit. And now Sister Freya hands the Lich a one-way ticket to hell. Our hero prepares herself for whatever demonic abomination awaits. The Blood Gargoyle. Our hero dashes around to avoid attacks, waiting for the perfect time. Noticing an opening in the gargoyle's defense after it makes an attack, our hero strikes and delivers the fatal blow.